everyone needs someone, and it's harder when it's an adult that just really doesn't care. Welcome to my channel. My name is Tandy, and if you are returning, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be giving you guys a story time about my high school bully. I honestly have been bullied majority of my school career. Actually, I was bullied all throughout my school career, but to different degrees. And this one was something that just kind of stuck with me. Well, I remember all of them, honestly. Like, I remember all of them, but I am not really a fighter. I don't promote violence. I do, however, believe in sticking up for yourself. You should always stick up for yourself. You should always defend yourself, because if somebody's gonna really hurt you, you should definitely defend yourself. But I do also believe that some situations are avoidable. If you can walk away, walk away. That's just me. I know that that's not popular, especially with today's time. We like promote fighting and things like that, but that has never been my personality. Like, I can go back and forth with you. I can argue you down, okay? I can make my point. But I'm the type of person, once I say how I feel about a situation, I'm done with it. I feel better. I'm gonna walk away. I can see you and not see you. I don't have to talk to you if I don't like you. I can be in the room with someone that I don't like, and literally you're not there. You here, I know you're here, but like, you're not really here to me. Like, you might as well be the wall. So basically, I can be cordial. I have total and complete control over myself. I have control over my emotions, and I'm not just gonna be picking fights with people. Okay, so just keep that in mind, because it's gonna make sense throughout this video. So this story takes place my 9th grade year of high school, and I was a little bit more problematic back then. I had a lot more mouth. Like I said, I don't really fight, but back then, like, I would argue. Like, I was always having to defend myself because people were just always messing with me. So I had a conversation with my friend maybe about a month ago, and she was like, you know, back then you were really defensive, and you were always defensive. But she was like, but then I didn't get it, but now I do. Like, you kind of had to be. And yeah, I did. Like, I stayed arguing with people, and it wasn't nothing that I could do, because I would say something, I would tell an adult, and they would tell me that if I lost weight, nobody would bother me. So yeah, I didn't have anyone at school to advocate for me. And I really went through a lot of depression. So my bullies were never on some, like, let me take your lunch money or anything like that. Most of them didn't even try to fight me for real, except this one. So there was this new girl, and we're gonna call her Bertha. We're gonna call her Bertha. So Bertha just moved to our neighborhood, and she was also gonna be new to the school. I think that Bertha was like either a sophomore, or what's after sophomore? I know she wasn't a senior yet, but she was an upperclassman. I remember my first introduction to her. It was during summer. We were all hanging out, and you know, we were at a friend's house, and she just came to the friend's house, and it was a bunch of my other friends, and she came, and she lived, so the way our neighborhood was set up, our bus stop was at the very top of a very high hill. And her house was like towards the bottom of that hill. So I had to pass her house in order to go home, because I lived like in the back, way back in the neighborhood. I lived in the very last house. So I had to pass her house to get home. So the friend's house we were at was in a cul-de-sac on the side of that hill. Let me see if I can explain it. So here's the hill, right? Here's the hill. So if you go to the top of the hill, there's a cul-de-sac right here, and that's where we were. So I found out that she had a kid. I'm like, whoa, you have a baby? She was like, yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, girl. I could tell that me and her were not gonna be friends. Like, I can tell when I'm gonna get along with someone. I can tell when I'm not gonna get along with someone. And if I feel a negative vibe or negativity coming from you, I'm not gonna bother you. I'm just gonna stay away from you. I don't want no problems. So I was just like, oh no, that's cool. How old is he? And yeah, so she ended up having to go home, I guess, because she had to tend to her baby. So she ended up leaving earlier than the rest of us. So yeah, we all just kicked it without her. And I was like telling my friend, like, that girl, she kind of cray-cray, but whatever, never thought nothing else of it. We all rode the same school bus, and it was gonna be a new year because obviously summer's over, so we're gonna go back to school. This girl was older than me, and we had no business having any type of issues with each other. We don't have the same classes. Yeah, we ride the same bus, but I don't talk to you on the bus. You don't talk to me. So why do we need to have a problem? We didn't really need to. One day, I'm coming out of, okay, let me give you like the setup of my school. My school used to be a college campus. So there was several buildings throughout, the school. And if you had a class in a different building, you just had to walk. Sometimes we had to walk across campus. There was just a bunch of buildings there. So I'm coming out of my homeroom building going to my next class, which was Spanish. I'm coming out of my homeroom building and I'm walking up and then over to the next building. There was like a hill where you could go to another building right there, and at the top of that hill, it was Bertha standing there, and it was a guy I used to be cool with. His name is, we're gonna call him Arthur. He wore glasses, and he was kind of a nerd. But he was kind of an idiot, but he was kind of smart, but he was kind of an idiot. But anyway, so Bertha is standing next to Arthur. Bertha waves at me. Mind you, we don't talk. We don't communicate. I don't have your number. Girl, I see you. If I see you, if I don't, I don't. Like, we ride the same bus. We do not speak. You never speak to me. So why are you waving at me? I knew instantly why she was waving at me. Because of something that Arthur then told her about me. This is a long story, me and Arthur. I would have to tell you guys that story separately. But basically, me and Arthur used to be cool, and he was dating my ex-best friend. She was my ex-best friend because of him, and me and him never stopped being cool. Then he and I fell out over something that I said to her that they felt like was messed up, which what I said to her was messed up, but whatever. He and I were no longer cool. She starts dating Arthur. I do not care. I hadn't talked to Arthur in months. I do not think about Arthur. From the time I first started talking to Arthur, my friend, we're gonna give her name because she needs a name. My friend, we're gonna call her Loyal because she's a loyal friend. So Loyal, from the time I first started talking to Arthur, Loyal was like, I don't know why you're talking to him. He's so lame. She still says that about him to this day. Mind you, me and him haven't talked in a long time. But Arthur is messy. Arthur is a liar, and Arthur is messy. So I knew instantly why she was waving at me. So what do? I don't know if I can do this on YouTube. So I flicked her a bird, okay? I saw her, I saw him, I instantly knew what the problem was. I flicked her off because you being weird. Why are you waving at me? We don't talk. We're not friends. We don't have no issue. But why are you trying to make an issue? I don't care that you're talking to him. So I do that, and then I go to my class. So So later on that day, when we got off the school bus, she said something to me. She was like, I waved at you. Why did you flick me off? I said, because I knew that you were trying to be funny. And I figured that it must be because of something that Arthur told you about me. So I don't think that's cool. I don't talk to him. I don't like him. I haven't spoken to him in months. Like, he's the reason that I no longer am cool with my best friend. Well, like, it was both of them, but whatever. You know, that's what I said to her. I said, I don't know what he told you, but I don't like him. So you didn't need to do that. She was like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, he did say that y'all used to talk, and he did say that you still want him. I said, well, I don't. So we left it at that. Okay? Arthur starts bullying me. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. That'll be another, I'll have to include that if I ever do a story time about him. So Arthur starts bullying me whenever he sees me in the morning. And like normal, the front office never did anything. They were the most crappiest school. They were crappy when my brother went there, and they were crappy when I went there. I went through hell at that school. So yeah, me and my friend Loyal were both being bothered by him every morning. We would say something and they wouldn't do anything about it. Then she comes up to me again, starts an argument with me. I'm just like, look, girl, she's tripping because I told on him and I'm the problem, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, leave me alone. So we argued. And to be honest with you, that was a small argument. I really don't remember what words were exchanged. So my mom, I tell her what's going on and tell her the situation. She tells me, you know, I don't want you fighting that girl. Now, I'm going to tell you why my mom says she doesn't want me fighting this girl. She was from the projects. You could tell she was from the projects. Now, in Georgia, the way they are doing things is they're moving people who were in projects, the hood, basically. They were moving the hood out of the city so that they can change the environment of the city. This is, I'm not trying to offend nobody. It's just what's happening. To this day, this is still happening. So they're tearing down projects, trying to get the city to move out to, which is the suburbs, so they can tear them down. Now, if you know anything about being in the hood or being in the ghetto or anything like that, then you know typically you're taught how to fight. Those kids fight. Those kids fight. I grew up very sheltered. I'm not gonna say that I grew up in the nicest area, but basically my parents left Atlanta, or my mom, because my dad grew up out here, but my mom left Atlanta to basically live a nicer life and be in a better, safer environment for her kids. That's not what she wanted for us. So we didn't never have to, me and my brother, we never had to fight for nothing. We didn't. We would argue with people, maybe. Well, I did. He really didn't have no problems with nobody. Everybody loved my brother. Whatever. I'm the problem child. I'm the one with the mouth. So, yeah. She just basically moved us to a nicer side of town. So we didn't have to deal with certain things. But this girl, you know, obviously she grew up fighting. So I hear a story. Mind you, let me tell you about this. This was before she wanted a problem with me. I find out that she fought this boy, you know, in our neighborhood. Like, kicked his butt. And I was just like, oh my gosh, she fights boys? What? I never heard of that. What girl fights boys? You know, that was new to me. So I'm like, dang, this girl fights for real. So she ends up coming to me and apologizing. She was like, look, I don't want any problems with you. Like, my bad, you know, me and him not even together no more, and I don't have no problem with you. Like, I'm sorry. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't want to fight you. Like, my mom don't want me to fight you. I was like, I can't fight you. I can't, basically, is what I told her. She took that and ran with it. So me and her ended up in the same class. You know how you have that teacher that's lazy and they just sit at their desk the whole entire time? They don't teach you. They just give you papers and tell you to work on them, and they never get up. They don't teach. They don't do anything. We were in that kind of a class. I think it was like home ed, or like, I don't know what you call it. You know those classes where you're supposed to get the dummy baby? We never got one, but I forgot what you call it, like home something. I don't know. So we were in that class. Now, at this time, I had just become friends with this girl. We're going to call her, I'm thinking of her real name. We cannot say her real name. We're going to call her Fake, because she was a fake friend, but I didn't know that at the time. So, me and Fake sat directly next to each other. Fake is like, I've been talking to this boy. I really like him. And I'm like, oh, for real, friend? What's his name? And she says it's Arthur. Now, mind you, she don't owe me no loyalty. We are friends, you know, fresh friends. She doesn't know the history between me and Arthur. So I end up telling her the history between me and Arthur. And I was like, you know, to be real with you, I know Arthur is going to cheat on you. So I don't think it's a good idea that you date him, friend. Like, I'm just being real with you. Do not date him. Like, girl, he's gonna cheat on you. So mind you, Bertha is in this same class. Bertha sits maybe 3 seats ahead of me in the front. She sits in the very, very front. Me and Fake sit right in the middle. So at this point, you know, there's no problems. I walk past Bertha, no looks, right? Why I go and tell Fake not to date Arthur? Why did Fake go and tell Arthur everything I said? Everything I said. Now, to a degree, you know, I was trying to be understanding, because if you're about to date somebody, you might have questions. You might be like, look, this is what I was told about you. This is what I know. But I wouldn't tell everything. So Arthur, being the messy boots he is, he goes and he tells Bertha what I said. Because mind you, like I told Fake, he's going to cheat on you. Him and Bertha never stopped messing around. And she was very territorial over him, right? So I'm coming out of a class in a completely different building. She finds me, walks up to me, gets in my face. You need to mind your business. Why are you trying to stop this man's relationship? Why are you trying to come in between them? I said, wait, hold up. This has nothing to do with you. So why are you trying to fight this boy's battle? So me and her are arguing back and forth. She's all like, you're being messy. You need to mind your business. The next time I find out you talking about him. I was like, you're crazy. You're literally sticking up for a boy that is not even your boyfriend. Like, what is wrong with you? She was like, I don't care. That's my friend. He tells me everything, and I will beat you, blah, 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 if you don't stop running your mouth. And I'm like, I'm not gonna stop running my mouth. This day, I had time. Normally, I would try to avoid her. You know, normally when me and her would argue, I wouldn't go too far in, because I knew she liked to fight. And once my mom told me she does not want me to fight her, I really wasn't trying to go in with her. But for some reason, I had a wild hair up my butt that day, and I was going in. I was letting her have it. So I don't remember what friend was with me, but one of my, and plus they don't really matter. So one of my friends was with me, and she was like, stop, it's not worth it. Like, a teacher comes out and escort her to another direction. So that was the end of that day. She leaves me alone for a little bit. No, I think after the situation, then she apologized. Actually, I'm telling the story wrong. She apologized to me after that argument. And that's when I told her I couldn't fight her. So, and I said his name. I gotta cut that part out. So she stopped arguing, or she apologized to me after that situation. Okay, let me get my story right. Okay, so after that, that's when she apologized to me. So Arthur is completely out of the picture. We got no problems. I walked past her, no issue. Okay, there was no issue for some time. Okay, so I start dating this boy, and we're gonna call him annoying. And I'm so sorry if you see this video. Okay, everybody thought this boy was annoying. Like, he was kind of like the school lame, kind of. Like, he just annoyed everybody. Like, people liked him. People were cool with him. Like, he wasn't problematic. But people were just like, he's kind of annoying. Like, yeah, whatever. He was. But, you know, he was sweet to me, and anything I ever asked him for, he would do it. So, you know, I'm a Leo. If you spoil me, that's really all I need. Like, I don't care what they say about you. You just keep spoiling me, you know, buy me food and Bath and Body Works lotions and whatever I asked this boy for, he would literally go get it. Like, mind you, he ain't had no job, but he was using whatever money, you know, his family gave him, he was spending on me. But anyway, so I didn't stop dating him. Like, I didn't care what people said about him because he spoiled me. So I didn't know that him and Bertha well, they were kind of talking before me and him got together. I had no idea. So I start getting dirty looks from her again. She's sitting in the front of the classroom, rolling her eyes at me. I'm like, oh, here we go again. What did I do now? I'm on the phone with Annoying, and I'm telling him what's going on. You know, this is who's in my class, and she's just giving me these dirty looks, and this is the issues me and her have had. He was like, you know, I used to talk to her. So, yeah, but then I met you, and I didn't really like her. I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe that's why she's looking at me like that. Because me and him had just started talking, and, you know, people were starting to find out. Because me and him were very much, like, we did a lot of PDA. What?
You filming?
Yeah, I'm filming, baby. Bye-bye.
It's on.
Yes. I'll give you 1 minute, okay? Okay. Okay, bye, boo-boo. I love you.
Love you too.
Yeah, me and him did a whole lot of PDA, and we would do it in front of people. And, you know, he was kind of well known. Whether people thought he was annoying or not, he was pretty well known. Like, everybody knew who he was. So it didn't take long for her to get word that he and I were together. I'm like, yeah, here we go again. I guess we got another problem. Whatever. We're sitting in the classroom, and she starts talking mess about me. Now, there was this girl who sat at the very end of the row that Fake sat on. So the way the classroom was set up, there were, you know, your desks all in a line, and then there was another row of desks, another row of desks, like you've seen classrooms. So that's how our classroom was set up. So there was another girl, she was sitting right in the back, and she was maybe like 2 seats back from me. So she was still really, really close. She starts talking smack about me too. Mind you, we're gonna call this girl follower. Why I call her follower? Because I don't even know this girl. I don't know her name. Like, to this day, I don't know her name. I didn't know her name then, and I don't know her name now. So her name now is follower. So the both of them start talking smack about me. I'm on the phone with Fake, and I'm on the phone with, we're gonna call her Braids. I'm on the phone with Braids, my friend Braids, and she always wore braids. And I'm on the phone with Fake, and we're on three-way, and we're talking about the whole situation and the history of the situation and how all this drama started. So Braids was just like, you might just have to go ahead and fight this girl. all of a sudden Fake was like, yeah, you might need to just go on and fight her. Mind you, Braids had been in a fight. But it was like, any of my friends that got into fights in school, they got into fights with people who were their equal. So when I got into a fight, mind you, one fight was, I was a little kid. That wasn't even really a real fight. Like, it was like, get off my bike, and I just kicked her. I didn't kick her off the bike, but I like kicked her in the shin. Like, it wasn't a scuffle for real. And then the other girl that I fought, she didn't know how to fight either. So plus we weren't trying to kill each other. Like, it wasn't even my friend, what did I call her? What did I call her? Loyal. Even Loyal, because Loyal lived in my neighborhood as well. Loyal was like, yeah, that was not a real fight. Like, y'all can't fight. One thing I can't say about Loyal, like, she a Pisces, so they don't care what come out their mouth. I don't think she said it to hurt my feelings, but she was just like, look, I'm telling the truth. Y'all can't fight. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was equal. So, why I gotta fight the girl who fights boys? Why I gotta fight her and y'all get to fight y'all equals? Why me? I am, like, the least... I don't need to be fighting. Like, I'm so freaking girly. I was girly. And I never wanted... Like, I don't fight. And it wasn't no secret. Like, I'll argue with you all day long. But I really... That's not me. That's not my personality. And nobody really tried me on that. Not for real. So, I'm like, nah. I'm not finna fight this girl. So, it was probably like the next day. We're in class. And she starts talking crap about me again. To the girl that's sitting in the back. And I'll be honest with you, I do not remember what was said. Well, I remember a little bit about what was said. So, I go off on a girl that was sitting in the back. I don't remember what I said to her. And then I start going off on Bertha. And I'm like, Bertha, you're just jealous because I'm talking to Annoying, and he didn't want you, and he wanted me. So you just need to get over it, because me and you had no issue until me and him started talking. So she was like, I don't want him. I never wanted him. If I wanted him, me and him would be talking, but I don't want him. So we're arguing, and it felt like forever, but it really, really wasn't. So we're arguing back and forth. That lazy teacher never gets up, mind you, kicks both of us out of the class. She kicks me out first, sends me to the office, and then kicks her out. I tell the front office what's going on. Like, I let them know the situation and how I'm not trying to fight this girl. She's picking on me. I don't know what y'all want me to do. They're like, you shouldn't argue back. You shouldn't say anything. And I'm like, for the most part, I don't. But she keeps doing it. So what do you want me to do? They send me back to class. But who else did they send back to class? They sent Bertha back to class. So they really weren't trying to help. They weren't. I go to the bathroom before I go back to class. So the way the bathrooms were set up, they were like individual literal bathrooms. It wasn't like stalls. It was a hallway, and you had your own individual bathroom, like a whole bathroom. The only thing that wasn't in the bathroom was a mirror, but you had the sink, you had the toilet, and you had, you know, your own door where you could lock it, whatever, like a full, you know, bathroom. You get me. But right outside that bathroom on that hall, there's this big wall with mirrors. So as I'm coming out of the bathroom, I go to walk up to the mirror, and I notice that she's standing there at the mirror as well. I don't say anything. The issue is over. I just walk up to the mirror and make sure my hair is good, make sure my eyeliner looks good, because back then I wore me some eyeliner and mascara, girl. So I'm making sure that I look okay. She looks at me, does one of these, and walks back to class. Now, I'm like, there's nothing but space and opportunity right now. It's just me and you. Nobody is around. People are in class. People, mind you, nobody was even in the bathroom. It was just me and her. We're in arms shot of each other. Like, I could reach over and touch her. That's how close we were standing. You look at me, turn and walk back to class. If you really wanted to fight me, I don't want to fight her now. Let me just say that. I didn't want to fight her. But if you really wanted to fight me, you could have fought me right now. There's nobody to break it up. It's just me and you. What? And you go to class. What? So that's when I realized right then and there, this girl needs an audience. She wants to be big and bad in front of everybody. But if it's just me and you don't want to do anything. So, let me explain what I mean by that. Because I told this to someone, which I'm going to tell you about in a second. And they took it like I was saying she's scared of me. It's not what I mean. What I'm saying is, not that she's afraid, but she likes the attention that comes with fighting, that comes with arguing. Like, for some reason, it's cool. Even to this day, it's like cool to fight and argue with people. And a lot of people get a high off of, doing that. Oh, you beat them up, and oh, wow, like you told them, blah, 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 like some people get a high off of that. So I realized right then and there, this girl wants attention. That's why she's doing this. So I make the mistake, and I say to this girl that we were both mutually cordial with. I don't know if she was considered her friend or what. I don't really know. But me and the girl that I said this to we were cordial. I wouldn't consider her a friend, but we were cool. So I say to her, I'm like, we both came out of the bathroom at the same time, and she could have, started something with me right then and there, but she didn't. I said, so she only does it when people are around. She went back and told her that I said she's afraid of me. That is not what I said. I didn't even say this girl is afraid of me. That's not what I meant. That's not what I said. But you're being messy. I'm on the school bus, and I'm texting braids. And I'm letting her know, this is what happened, blah, 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 blah. I'm sitting in the back of the bus because before, me and her used to sit not too far away from each other, but I decided to sit in the back of the bus this day. I'm sitting there, and I'm texting Braids, and Braids is like, you sitting in the back of the bus, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, girl. How you know that? She said, because Bertha is about to fight you. She's texting my friend on the bus right now, and she's talking about you, and she's saying she's about to fight you as soon as y'all get off the bus. I know exactly where you're sitting because she's talking about you right now. So I'm like, here we go. Mind you, me and Loyal were like this. Me and Loyal were, always, if we were around each other, like, that was my girl. So I tell her, she about to try and fight me. So she was like, just don't say nothing to her. Just get off the bus and just go home, like, whatever. We get off the bus. I'm not looking her way. Nothing. It seems like she hurried up. And mind you, like I said, she lives on the same street that the bus stop is on at the bottom of that hill. So it seemed like she ran home or hurried up and went home, she got off before me, remember that. She got off the bus before me because she sat in front of me. So anyway, seemed like she hurried up and went home, dropped off her stuff, and as soon as she saw me walking past her house, she hurried up to stop me. So she was like, I heard you was talking blah, 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 blah. And I heard you said, I'm scared of you. So what was that shit you was saying about me being scared of you? What's up? And she like pushes me. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Nobody said that you was scared. What are you talking about? So she was like, yeah, so-and-so, the girl who I was talking about, so-and-so told me that you said when I came out of the bathroom that I didn't fight you then and there because I'm afraid of you. I said, that's not what I said. So I'm over here like trying to tell her, let me tell you what I actually said. She was like, nah, I want to fight now. I'm like, look, let me tell you what I said. She was like, no, I want to fight right now. What you gonna do? I'm right in front of you now. What you gonna do? I'm like, this girl's not letting me talk. She just wants to fight me. And back then, I used to wear a wig. I used to wear what we call them, quick weave. I had on a quick weave. So her number one favorite thing to say to me was, "I'ma snatch that wig off your head." Rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, first of all, I never said you were afraid of me. But she's not listening. She wants all the smoke. So I grabbed my phone. I'm calling my mama. I'm like, she wants to fight me right now. Where you at? Mind you, my mama was at home. My mama was like, "What? Don't fight her. Don't fight her. I'm on my way. Don't worry. I'm on my way." So my mom, mind you, my house wasn't far. I'm waiting on my mom or whatever. But she's steady. Mind you, my mom is still on the phone. But she's steady pushing me, right? But at this point, I'm getting mad. like I said, I'm a Leo. So you can only mess with me so much before I actually get mad. Like, I do have a lot of control over my emotions, but eventually you're going to push me. Like, I'm going to get angry. So her pushing me was starting to piss me off. I was like, yo. And I'm not from New York. But I don't know. That's what came out of my mouth. I was like, yo. Like, stop touching me. She was like, what? What? Yo, what? What? Like, let's go. My mom pulls up right in front of us. She was like, "I'm calling the police." So my mom called the police. So the girl goes to her house. Now, mind you, I missed this part. Her whole family was ratchet. Her sister hanging out the window, talking about my friend. And nobody bet not jump in. Nobody bet not jump in. It better be one-on-one. I'm like, what? Because mind you, Loyal is standing right next to me. Like, Loyal is right here. Like, I know Loyal, like, she didn't want to fight her either. But if I was getting my butt beat, like, she would have helped me. Because she loyal. To this day, she loyal. So she wouldn't have really let me get my butt beat for real. But if I'm being honest with you guys, I didn't really want to fight that girl. She was gonna beat me up. She was gonna really beat me up. Like, I don't know how to fight for real. I didn't have no family members teaching me how to fight, and I didn't have to fight. Like, I never really had to fight, even though I had a lot of mouth. Like, I didn't start stuff with people, so I would, go off, but like, I never had to fight. It was never on that. So yeah, my mom calls the police. We make a report or whatever, and I really don't know what happened with that report. I don't know. You have to ask my mama, and I don't really think my mom remembers. So yeah, the next day we go to school. Oh, now the school considered that to be on school property, even though we were down the hill a little bit, but they consider like your bus stop like school property. So I don't know how that whole thing works. So they considered that like happening on school grounds. Yeah, the next day we're at breakfast, and we always sat in the same spot. And me and my friends, we were like, we don't care. Like, we're not going to switch up where we sit. Like, we mind our own business anyway. So we sat at our usual table, and she made it a point to sit with her friends and it was kind of behind us, but it was like off to the side at a table with her friends. So she over there talking smack. Mind you, my back is to her, which is stupid. I shouldn't have been sitting like that, because she really could have run up on me for real. But this is what I'm saying. Like, she really didn't, like, whatever. She made no sense, because if she really wanted to fight me, she could have snuck me for real, because I had my back to her. So she was like, "Come here. I'm ready to fight. Tell that fat B." Mind you, this girl's fat too. That's a whole nother thing. Like, whatever. So tell that fat B, I'm about to snatch her wig off. Let's go fight right now outside. I ignore her. I don't get up. I don't say anything. And a teacher hears her. So they pull her out of the cafeteria. And to be real with you, I never saw her again. I don't know if she got suspended. I don't know what happened. That was literally my last time seeing her, and she wasn't on the bus that afternoon. I don't know. And I never really checked. I didn't ask around what happened to this girl. I just was like, dang, like, I don't know what happened to this chick, and I'm glad that I don't have to deal with this anymore. So, and the only reason why a teacher grabbed her was because she was so freaking loud. Well, I thought I saw something. Probably because all these lights in front of me. But you know what kills me about, plus size, girls or bigger girls or, whatever, is why is it your number one dig to call me fat? Especially when you're fat too. Is that does not hurt my feelings. I got called fat so much from elementary school days that by the time I got to middle school, high school, calling me fat didn't hurt my feelings anymore. But it really doesn't hurt my feelings coming from another fat person. And this girl would go so far as to say, "You're fatter than me." You sound dumb. Like, do you know how dumb you sound right now? At the end of the day, both of us are overweight. At the end of the day, both of us are unhealthy. Your fat better than my fat? Like, you know how stupid you sound right now? Like, none of that is hurting my feelings. And to this day, I know another fat girl that I don't even like talking like that, to be real with you. Like, I don't walk around saying fat girl. Like, that's not me. Like, that's not a dig, and I'm not about to call another plus size woman fat. That's stupid. How's that a dig to her? And if it is, you're crazy, because that makes no sense. So, but yeah, I know a girl right now that's her number one thing to say about me, and I'm just like, pot calling kettle. You make no sense. But anyway, yeah, I never saw her again, and I'm kind of glad. So, yeah, this story doesn't end with any kind of revenge. Well, it kind of does, because I think she got kicked out of school. Really, that's what I think happened, because my mom called the police on her the day before. So, I really think that's kind of what happened, but I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you like these story time videos, just let me know. I will make more for you, honey, because I had a lot of bullies in high school, and I think that these videos can really, really help someone. If you have a bully, like, it's not fun, but I think it's important to make the adult listen. My thing was, because I was plus size, when I would tell, this makes me sad and I don't want to cry, but when I would tell that someone's bullying me in school, they would look at my size, and instantly, because I'm, big, I'm the problem. Either you need to lose weight, or you're the bully because you're big. Like, nobody listened. Nobody cared. Nobody advocated for me. And I would try to avoid situations, or I would try to tell a teacher, tell an adult, and it was just like, it went on deaf ears. It went so far as I would be bullied out loud in front of everybody in class, in front of a teacher, and the teacher would not do anything. And I would just have to defend myself. Like, just because I'm big doesn't mean that I can handle this. I could handle it. Well, no, I couldn't, because I had thoughts at one point. God, I'm finna cry. Just because you're overweight or whatever does not mean that it's okay for no one to advocate for you, or to make sure that you're safe. And it doesn't mean that, like, everyone needs someone, and it's harder when it's an adult that just really doesn't care. So yeah, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna get off my soapbox, because I'm about to cry for real, because I'm like going back to how I felt back then, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so mad. Like, I want to give these teachers names. I already said the school I went to, but I think I'm gonna cut that out. But yeah, thanks for watching.